guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another video for you guys. Today's video is going to be all about trimming. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I trim my hair, how often I trim, how I know when to trim and all that stuff. I just decided to make this video to answer all those questions. Now before we actually get into the actual trimming process, to answer the question how often do I trim my hair, I don't have a specific schedule for how often I trim. I just trim whenever my hair feels like it needs a trim, and that is because I'm always doing so many different styles. I'm always changing my hair. Sometimes I change my hairstyles more often than I do other times. So if I'm changing my hair more, obviously it's going to be causing more damage to my ends and all that stuff, so I'll need to trim more. So times where I'm not really disturbing my hair, when I'm just leaving my hair alone, I obviously don't have to trim as much when my hair is just left alone. So yeah, it depends. I don't have a steady schedule. So how do I know when I need to trim my hair? I just inspect my ends. When I start to see that I'm having too many split ends and single strand knots, then I know that I really need a trim. Other times though, your hair doesn't always have to be, your ends don't always have to be rough or damaged before you trim. Sometimes you can just feel like trimming your hair for the sake of it. Like I do that sometimes. I feel like my hair is just getting to a point where it's getting too long for me to handle. I might trim like an inch or two off or something like that. But yeah, trimming is very good for your hair, because if you don't get rid of those split ends and those single strand knots, especially the split ends, the demarcation or the splits will just keep rising towards the roots, and eventually everything is just going to fall off and break off. So that's why it's very important to trim, so that you can cut off those split ends and those demarcations early enough so that it doesn't damage your entire hair strand and everything falls off. Okay, so now for the trimming process, my hair needs a trim. It needs a trim really badly, because I've been doing a lot of roller set styles, like for testing out products and all that stuff. So my hair really needs a trim. So I'm about to trim it right now. You can trim your hair dry or you can trim it wet. It just depends on you. My hair is dry right now, so I'm just going to trim it dry. Most of the times I just I've trimmed my hair both wet and dry before, and yeah, I just trim it in whatever state that is in at that point in time. But I also put some products in my hair before I actually do the trim. I'm going to show you guys all of that. And another thing I wanted to note before we actually start our trim is that you should actually have a pair of scissors that you use only for your hair. Now I don't follow that rule, even if I know I should. These scissors, I use them for a lot of things. I'm actually not supposed to use this in my hair, but right now I am too lazy to go out and buy a new pair of scissors. So just do as I say, don't do what I do. You should actually have a very fresh pair of scissors just for your hair, because you want the scissors to be very sharp and precise, so when you cut the strand, it takes out all the split parts of your hair, and it doesn't actually cause more split ends. Because if the scissors aren't sharp and if they're very blunt or the edges are very like jagged or whatever, it can actually cause more split ends. So make sure you have a very sharp pair of scissors that you use just for your hair. Now my hair is in 10 sections twisted up. I usually put my hair in like 10 big twisted sections. So I'm just going to start trimming from the back. So you want to take a good leave-in conditioner. I'm using the Teijin, thank God it's natural, Miracle Repair X Protective Leave-In Conditioner with black honey, coconut oil. It's an intense moisturizing leave-in conditioner that helps reduce breakage, prevent split ends, and repair hair damage. Now I like the entire RX line a lot, because it's a line that really keeps your hair protected and helps to like reduce all your split ends and reduce breakage in your hair. So this is what I like to use to trim my hair. So it just gives my hair like extra protection while I'm trimming, to avoid me having more split ends in the trimming process. And yeah, it just keeps your hair very healthy. I really like this line a lot. I think I've talked about it, mentioned it a few times in some of my past videos. I use the deep conditioner a lot after I wash my hair, but yeah, I'm just going to be using just the leave-in in this video. Let me show you guys what it looks like. So you can also use it on color treated hair. So if you have color treated hair, I actually advise you to get this line, because the parts that are colored, the parts that are bleached, the parts that are dyed are more susceptible to breakage and split ends. It's just going to help you give them extra strength reinforcement in your hair. Okay, so now let's begin. I'm going to be starting from the back. So as you can see, I just undid the twist, and I'm going to be fluffing out and stretching out my hair. You want to stretch out your hair really well so that you can see what you are cutting. So I'm just stretching it out fluffing out the ends. Next, I'm going to be taking the leave-in conditioner, applying a small size amount because I'm just putting it on the ends. I'm not putting it on my entire hair section, just the ends because it's the ends we're cutting. This is going to soften your hair so that you can stretch it out really nicely and you can basically see everything that is going on and know exactly where to cut. So as you can see, I'm just stretching out my ends so I can see where I'm cutting, just basically gauge it. So I've figured out where I want to cut. I'm cutting out this much. Actually, now that I'm watching the footage, I can see that I actually cut a little too much, but I don't really care. It's going to grow back. But yeah, I just use my finger to hold my hair, then I just take the scissors and cut it straight. So after cutting, you want to go back in and further inspect your ends to make sure that you've gotten out most of the split ends and the single strand knots. So that's what I'm doing right now, just looking at my ends to make sure everything looks nice. Then when I'm satisfied with how my ends are looking, I just simply twist my hair back up and move on to the next section. Okay, so for the next section, I'm doing the same thing, stretching out my hair, and I wanted to come up close to show you guys what my ends actually look like before cutting, just to show you guys how the single strand knots and the split ends look. But my camera really wasn't focusing. I don't know if you guys can really see it well, but I'm going to pull out a strand and actually show you what the split end looks like, because I know some people have said they don't really know what split ends look like. So if you look closely, that is a strand, and as you can see, if you look well, there's splits along the strand. The strand is split in certain places, as you can see. So yeah, if you notice that you're starting to have a lot of this in your hair, those are split ends and you need to cut them off as soon as possible because they can travel up the entire strand and damage the entire hair strand. So yeah, just as you can see, I'm trying to use my finger to separate the split so that you guys will really see it well. But yeah, that is one way a split end can look. So I'm doing the same thing again, putting my leave-in conditioner on my ends before I actually go into cuts. I'm gonna put a little diagram as well of different other ways split ends can look so that you will kind of see what to look for when you're inspecting your ends. So once again, I've kind of gauged where I want to cut and I'm just taking my scissors and snipping it off. And after you cut, go back in to inspect, make sure that everything looks nice. And yeah, twist it back up. Now, to be quite honest, you are probably not going to get rid of every single split end or single strand knot. The goal is to get rid of them as much as possible. So don't obsess over it too much, trying to get rid of every single one. Just figure out where you want to trim that will get rid of as much of them as possible. That is the goal, to reduce it as much as possible. Yeah, just a quick insertion. I finally made a Facebook page and I'm thinking of doing live sessions on there, of like live trimming sessions, live sessions on how I moisturize my hair and all that stuff. So if that's something that you'll be interested in, definitely follow my Facebook page, and I'm going to leave the link down below so you can click it and follow the page. That is going to be like my interactive platform where I do a lot of live sessions on how to take care of my hair, how to trim, how to moisturize and all that stuff. So if you're interested, definitely check the link down below to follow me on Facebook. Now, another thing I forgot to show you guys is that you can take a small tooth comb like this or even a brush and just use it to comb out the ends of your hair. Since there's already leave-in conditioner on there, it helps to stretch out your hair some more, stretch out the ends so that you can really see what you're doing and see what you're cutting and get like a better estimate of the true length of your hair before you actually cut, so that you don't cut too much. And also guys, if you haven't seen my previous natural hair video where I did my loose twist, flat twist style and all my other loose twist styles, definitely check down below. I'm gonna put the link down below as well. And yeah, it's a very, very nice style. That's a good protective style for forcing natural hair. That's going to help to keep your ends intact and protected. So definitely check out that video. Like I said, the link is down below, and also click the eye at the top. The link is there as well. So now I'm done trimming all my sections. Okay guys, so I'm done trimming my hair. That is basically how I trim my hair. Yeah, it's pretty easy and pretty straightforward. You guys saw how I use the leave-in conditioner, and also like you can use like a small tooth comb to comb your ends a bit so that it stretches all the hair out, so you basically see what you're cutting and make sure that you're getting all the split ends and single strand knots out. Yeah, don't be afraid to trim your hair. I know a lot of people shy away from trimming their hair, and you shouldn't be afraid to trim your hair. To be honest, you shouldn't be afraid to trim as much as you need to trim. It's okay to trim off 1 inch, it's okay to trim off 2 inches. Sometimes you might need to go higher if your hair is really damaged, and it's okay to trim off that much as well. It's hair, it will grow back. It will definitely grow back. As long as you're alive and you're healthy, your hair will grow back. If you don't trim your hair, if you don't take out those split ends, you are going to have a lot of breakage and it will stunt your growth. That is a fact. So the best thing for you to do is always monitor your ends and make sure that you are keeping your split ends at bay. Make sure that you're not letting them get too much in your hair. Make sure that you're not letting them travel up the strand. And another thing you can do to keep your ends protected, right now I still have the leave-in conditioner in my ends, and I'm also going to be washing my hair soon, so yeah, I don't really need to put anything on my ends right now. But after you finish trimming, it's also a very good idea to put some oil on your ends, just to keep your ends just to keep the fresh ends safe and protected. You can use like a thick oil. Some people like to use jojoba oil, some people like to use castor oil, but yeah, they also have a serum in this line that I put on my ends sometimes. Yeah, like I said, you can use oils, you can use serum. Just use anything that's any oil or serum that's going to keep your ends protected. So after you trim, just apply it to your ends. And yeah, another thing, if you wear your hair straight most of the time, if you wear your hair in like blowouts or you wear it straight, I'd advise you to trim it straight actually, because trimming your hair like this doesn't ensure that it's going to be one uniform length when you straighten it. I never wear my hair straight at all, so this method of trimming works well for me. But if you wear your hair straight most of the time, it's better for you to actually trim it straight. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions down below, definitely ask me and I'll try my best to answer it. If you haven't seen my previous YouTube videos, definitely go ahead and check this out. I did some really nice loose twist styles, flat twist, loose twist styles. I'm gonna link it down below, and it will also be at the top and also on your screen towards the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below on my face on this side. Also, do not forget to watch my other natural hair videos on this side. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.